to do a couple housekeeping items real quick. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming together. This is our last call of our 10 weeks. Oh my goodness, Cozy, is that Micah's little girl? Love her. So this is our last call of the 10 weeks. So I'm so excited that we get to bring, or that I get to bring Craig here with us, who is the executive director of the East. So he'll be speaking very shortly, but I just wanted to say one quick thing. So basically we have talked a lot this last 10 weeks about leadership development, and obviously he's going to go more into that. But the biggest thing from here is I really hope that this creates action and drive within your business to ultimately realize you want to do this with your people. You want your people to come along with you. You want to be able to develop them. And ultimately, when you are developing them to success, that is when you and your team is going to really strive. So I love this topic so much. I really hope you got great nuggets from it. We also get the elite report this week. I will get it on Thursday. So if that is something that you want to, Christine, put a smile on your face. If that is something that you want to message me about, and we can break it down or go even deeper into your Q2 goals, what you're working towards and why, yada, yada, yada. I'm in the office all week, but just like you guys going on vacation, I am as well. And so I will be out. So message me. Let's get it on the books and let's get that done. And other than that, let's turn it over to Craig, shall we? I think we shall. Okay, Craig, why don't you unmute yourself and go ahead and start talking so it goes to you. And thank you for doing this call with us. These are my 5 to 8 star diamond rock star coaches.
Awesome. Well, Brittany, thank you for inviting me on. You know, I don't get to speak to the people on the western side of the United States very often. As Brittany mentioned, I work here in the Utah sales office with Brittany. And if you guys know Doug Moss, Doug and I are I am the Doug Moss of the eastern part of the United States. So I get to work with our northeast region and southeast region, 9 to 15 star diamonds. And I couldn't be more fortunate to work with a company that I believe in and that we're doing something great here. And so it's a privilege for me to be able to spend some time with you guys. Brittany, thank you for the invitation. I am also loving seeing the babies on the call here. How fun. It kind of makes me want to have another one, but we have 5 and the youngest are 6 years old. So I'm going to say no. So I actually have triplet boys that are 6 years old, and I have 2 that are older. So once the triplets came, I don't know if you've heard of Dunzo, that's it. We're calling it a basketball team. That's the end. So anyway, but it's fun. It's fun for me to see that real life happens while you do this business and while you engage in Beachbody. And I definitely appreciate seeing you guys in your homes and living your everyday lives and being part of a great purpose. And it's a lot of fun. And I kind of want to lead out with that today. You know, Brittany said, hey, we're gearing up. Q1 is in the rearview mirror now. It's Q2. We've got Summit on the way. And honestly, you guys, in the 3 years that I've been at Beachbody, I'm going on my 3-year anniversary here in June. I don't remember a time when I've seen more opportunity with the new products and the new programs and the way that those are being presented. There's never been more opportunity, at least that I've seen, for what we have on board for the company here. So just tons of opportunity that I'm super excited about. And I wanted to just start by recognizing you guys and telling you how much we appreciate on the corporate side what you guys do to be part of our mission and part of something that we feel is pretty special here at Beachbody. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to attend a Super Saturday, but part of the Super Saturday corporate video, there's always lots of fun announcements and news things, lots of good Michael Neiman jokes and banter between he and Jeff Hill. And there were some cool, new programs and things that were introduced. But the part that continues to get me, it doesn't matter. It seems like every video, and the part that gets me every time are those coach success stories. And if you had an opportunity to see the video, you saw a coach by the name of Brittany Crosby. She lives in the northeast part of the U.S. share her story about the way that Beachbody had impacted her life. Yep, I didn't bawl, but I was crying. I couldn't afford to bawl because I had to speak right afterwards. But and Brittany's story of the way that she came in, she discovered Beachbody through a friend of hers, and the way that it transformed her life and got her through an illness. She actually battled and conquered cancer. And she said some things that hit me like right between the eyes, because sometimes as we get going in this business, we think so much about execution, and we think so much about the tactics and the how and the, well, let me send my coaches another list of things to try or things to do. And and I'm guilty of doing the same as I work with coaches. It's like, well, have you tried this? Have you posted this many times? Have you checked this off and checked off that list? And I listened to Brittany, and she said some words that just, again, they hit me right in the face and penetrated my heart. She said, as she was watching her coach, okay, before she became a coach, she was following this friend of hers that became her coach. And she said, I noticed that she was finding joy in every aspect of her life. I noticed she was finding joy in every aspect of her life. And that was the thing that motivated Brittany to connect and engage and want to be part of whatever it was that her coach was doing. She didn't know anything per se. She knew she was getting fit. She was obviously working out. She was obviously doing something that, that was getting, her body results. But what she most noticed about her coach is that her coach was finding joy in every aspect of her life. And that was the thing that attracted her to this opportunity. And as she got involved and she invested in herself, your number one asset is yourself. And she invested in herself. She not only transformed her physical life. She's like, yes, it was great to get abs. And then in Brittany's word, and then she said, but my greatest transformation was my confidence. And that confidence is what got her through this battle, that she had with cancer, and in her case, it was cancer. In our case, it might be, a different challenge, hopefully a different challenge, right? But we all have challenges in our path. We all have rocks that get in our trail. And it was just something cool to me that made me remember, you guys, that when you helicopter up and you look at Team Beachbody, that we are part of something special. We are part of a mission to help people achieve their goals and live healthy, fulfilling lives, and to transform not just their physical bodies, but to transform themselves into the best person that they can be, and hopefully find that joy in every aspect of their life that makes them a better person, that impacts their family, and that makes other people want to be part of what we do. I've been a part of the network marketing industry now for almost 19 years. I'm super old. It will be May 1999. I took my first job at a network marketing company. I've always been on the corporate side of the network marketing companies throughout my career. And I've seen a lot of companies come and go. I've seen a lot of companies do great things. I've seen some great products, right? There's some good products out there. But when I came to Beachbody, not only did I see great products, great fitness programs, great nutritionals. I mean, Shakeology, guys, again, I've seen all the nutritionals out there. Shakeology is second to none in terms of formulation, in benefits. We can be proud of what we sell. But the ingredient that I had never seen before in this industry that made this so special, and which manifested to me the reason that we not only have a great present, but we have an incredible future, is that coaching makes all the difference. You can't go out and rep, a coach. You have to be able to, how do I want to say this? People can't just go out and buy someone that will believe in them. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Like you can go out and buy fitness. You can go out and buy a supplement. You cannot buy someone that will believe in you and that will help you to be your best self. And that's what we get an opportunity to do. Coaching is such an amazing opportunity. We get to be part of something that makes a difference. Right? Very few people have someone that, as adults, when you're kids, like your parents kind of by default, like they believe in you, right? And hopefully, they cheered you on and they patted you on the back. And, sometimes my dad had to hit me upside the head, but he was always, he was there, he was encouraging me, right? We get to be adults and sometimes it feels very lonely. And, we're having to do adulty things and there isn't someone that just believes in us or, of course, your mom might always believe in you, but it's like, hey, that's my mom. But when you find another, adult, a friend or someone that you met online, like you may have met your coach that truly believes in you and is pushing you and motivating you, that is something that is just extremely rare and unique in what we do. And it's how we make a difference, you guys. And that's what I wanted it to build on a little bit today. If you wouldn't mind, I actually created just a little presentation I wanted to share with you. Of course, I should have already had it open. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh no, I didn't open it. Here we go. Wanted to talk about, again, in this pursuit of finding joy in every aspect of your life, how can we do that? How can we find that meaning? Because I think it's what makes all the difference in discovering and being successful in this business. I think you all know how to do the fundamentals of the business. You know how to attract, you know how to expand your network, you know how to invite people. All right. But we have to find that motivation and that ambitious passion from within to act on those things. And so what can make that happen for us? All right. I have dived in with full force into this. I don't know if you guys have seen this book. All right. Carl gave it out in his 1x3x5 group, Brendan Burchard. This book has been like, bam, like punch to the face for me. It's been one of the best books, if not the best book I have ever read about performance and not just a bunch of ethereal stuff or personality tests, but stuff that you can apply to your life. And Brendan talks about this. He talks about there's only two things that can change your life. Either something new comes into your life, like sometimes you can't control that. You have to move. You get sick and you have a baby. There's something that that causes you to have to change. All right. But more often than not, all right, or when we actually can take a proactive role in changing our lives, if we feel a sense of opportunity to change, that something new has to come from within. It comes from within us, right? And we have to take action on that. Okay. That is not the way I wanted to go. There we go. Got to get another thing up here. Okay. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I found was happening to me. I think this is the thing that happens a lot of times to coaches. Once you find your initial success and you kind of get that, you get that burst, as a new coach, and you bring in your warm market and things are going well and you hit star diamond or 3-star diamond or 5-star diamond or elite, whatever that thing is. What happens is we fall into this trap of being good, right? And I found this in my life. I was getting really good at being good. All right. I was going through the motions, and I could go through the motions in life, here at my job, at home, all right, in my social life, being good, just going through the motions. And it hit me. I'm like, I'm not, I want to be great. I wanted to be great. I want to be a high performer. I wanted to do something more. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to have purpose in life. And here I am being good, just kind of going through the motions. And that is the trap sometimes that we fall into, because good is good. It's not bad, right? But it's not great either. Okay. And so how do we get out of that? How do we pursue and push on for that? Right. Well, what makes the difference in all of this, you guys, is striving for meaning, finding something that gives you purposeful meaning in your life. And I think this is so relevant to coaching, because this is what we do. This is what we do for ourselves. And when we invest in ourselves and we find this for ourselves, and then we're willing to share that out there, it is what attracts people to what we do. Because there's so many people out there that are looking to make that change from within, but don't know how, and don't know where the change can come from, and don't know what will give them the purpose and meaning in their life. And when they see that you found it, when they see that glimmer in your eye, they want to know what that is and get that recipe, right? And this really stood out to me as something that I personally identified with. And I believe that anyone that would put investment, time, effort, emotion, heart, soul, tears, etc., into being a coach, because it can be challenging, all right, and it's a relationship business and a personal business. I believe that all of you are high performers and want to be high performers. And so what does a strive for meaning look like, right? It says high performers want to know that their efforts align to something important. Right? I don't think you guys would be here if you didn't feel that way. That your work is significant, and that your lives are creating a legacy and serving a larger purpose. Right? I believe that's why we are here. I believe that's why Carl Deichler created the network. All right? He was doing great putting fitness programs and such out on infomercials. But when we created the network and created the community and created something where people could do that for themselves and share with others, it was because we had something important, something significant, and that we could serve a larger purpose in our lives, and use this as a tool to be able to do that. Right? I want you to really think about that, and think about what that looks like for you. And then, of course, I want you to start applying that into your everyday life, right? How do we determine, okay, what is this going to mean for me? How can I find and define, all right? Sometimes we think we know what's meaningful, but until we really look to discover and define it, sometimes we let the going through the motions and the good, kind of blind us from what this really means to us, right? And so I wanted to ask you in your everyday life, right? Here's a question that can help you to discover that. What do I want to feel today? What do I want to feel today? And write it down or type it down with your thumbs, on your smartphone, whatever it is. What do I want to feel today? How do I want to feel? Right? And then apply that to the things that you're going to take action on. Right? I want to give you an example. As I went through this little exercise with myself, I looked at the things that gave me meaning. And one of the things that was really personal to me was that, I'd say, I want to be a good dad. Like I mentioned, I have 5 kids, including these 6-year-old triplet boys. And there's times that I go home and honestly, I dread it. Like I'm driving home, I'm listening to sports radio, and I'm just like, how much, I want to get home, but then I also want the drive to go longer, because I know when I pull into that garage, I'm going to have to walk into the door, and guess what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to engage with these crazy kids, and I'm going to have to do something that I dread. I'm going to have to do homework with them. I'm going to have to do homework with these boys, and it can be, pulling out your hair, pulling teeth. I mean, it's something that can be really challenging. And one of the things that I wanted to do to find meaning and drive me in his life is how can I not dread this? How can I flip this so that I want to be a fun dad. So how can I take this thing that I kind of dread, but I know I need to do, right? And if I really want to be a fun dad. That is a goal that I have. That motivates me. That gives me a sense of purpose. It aligns with the things that are important to me. How can I make that something fun? All right. And so the exercise that this book helped me to do, and that I'm inviting you to do, is it invited me to define, okay, what do I want to feel when I'm helping my kid? What did I want to feel when I'm helping my kid? And I thought about that, and I wrote it down right in the book. What do I want to feel when I'm helping my kids? I want to feel love. I want to feel patience, connection, togetherness, giving. That's what I wanted to feel during homework. Dang, that changed my perspective. Second question, what feelings do I want them, in this case, my kids, in your case, it might be your kids or your coaches or your followers, right? What feelings do I want them to have about me, about homework, about life? I wrote down some similar words. Love. I want them to feel loved when we're doing homework. I want them to feel belief in themselves. I want them to feel confidence. I want them to feel supported. That's what I want. That's how I want to feel, and how I want my kids to feel when I'm doing homework with them. So going in with that mindset has totally shifted my approach to the way I'm doing this activity, from a feeling of dread and resistance. And when I was going into it with negativity, with a little bit of an edge, with a little bit of patience, right? And a lot of times you need a lot of patience for, when you're teaching kindergartners how to read, especially one that really doesn't want to learn how to read, right? It flipped that for me, right? And so as you think about your life, and I'm just going to say life, and Beachbody's part of your life. And again, I firmly believe that if you will find the meaning, the things that are meaningful to you in your life, and the fitness and eating healthy and sharing and giving those things to others, man, this thing can be powerful, and it can become simple to you. It may not always be easy, but it can be simple because you know how you want to feel, and you are now behaving and doing the activities that make you feel the way that you've outlined for yourself, and you are doing your very best to help your family, to help your coaches. When I think of looking at a social media aspect of this, like from a posting standpoint, it's like, all right, what do I want how do I want to feel when I'm making this post on social media? How do I want those that are following me to feel about life, or about fitness, or about the challenge or the invitation, that I'm giving them? And even though you might dread certain aspects of posting or certain aspects of inviting, how can you look at the true meaning of it and then flip that to have it be something that creates purpose, right, and meaning in your life, so that you are motivated to do these things? Because I promise you, if you go into it looking at it in that way, and that you are rewarding yourself with the way you want to feel, and that you're helping others to feel the way that you want them to feel, you will change the way you approach all of these things. And that will be reflected in the energy and the enthusiasm and the way that you put yourself out there. And all of those people that are following you that are like, man, she just seemed to find joy in every aspect of her life, and I wanted a piece of it. And it all comes together and it works, right? So the invitation is to discover and define the things in your life and in your business that give you the most meaning. All right? And ask yourselves those questions. How do I want to feel? How do I want others to feel when I do this or I do that? Okay? Discover and define the things in your life and in your business that give you the most meaning. And then here's the level up challenge. Okay. I gave you the invitation. The invitation's kind of easy because you just have to define it for yourself. The level up challenge, right? So I want you to stretch now. Now I want you to find a way to flip the things that you dread and give them meaningful purpose. Like what I've had to do with homework. And I would tell you, I'm not perfect in it yet. Okay. I'm becoming better. This has helped me a lot in the last several days since I've implemented this. But I want you to find a way to flip those things that you might dread and give them meaningful purpose. Okay? You guys accept that level up challenge? All right. So with that mindset then, with that, with that challenge that you're going to take and accept and move forward with, I want you to again consider, excuse me real quick, the incredible opportunity that we have ahead of us right now at Beachbody with these awesome new products that are coming out. Again, like I'm looking at beach bars, I'm looking at Tubi Mindset, and I'm looking at Lift 4. Yeah, what up? Whoop, whoop, there, Britt, right? I got my box right here. Okay. We actually got some of the products in the sales office when they were released this time. There's a first for everything. We got them here. Guys, again, I 21 Day Fix predated me. So maybe if some of you were here for 21 Day Fix and it was like, explosion, like cool opportunity. But at least since I've been here, I've never seen 3 products launch so close together that create more upside and potential in your business than Beach Bars, Tubi Mindset, and Lift. Beach Bars are cool because I just think, like, who wouldn't buy Beach Bars? Why would you not want Beach Bars? And they can provide an incredible boost to your volume. They can be a great gateway product into your challenge groups, into Shakeology, into connecting people to Beachbody. I just think they're not only an amazing consumable product that can be an incremental product to Shakeology or the performance line, but they can also be a great tool to pique interest for new prospects, new customers, the parents of your kids as friends. I mean, however you can use these as a tool. I see these bars not just as a great consumable product, but as an incredible tool, sales tool, if you will, all right, to move your business forward, to pique interest, to create, more interest in what you're doing, and to be, the gateway into other Beachbody programs and products. Okay. Tubi Mindset. I'm not going to go into I invite you to tomorrow, and Kevin Shaw will be on the Beachbody Champions page to do a huge comprehensive training on Tubi Mindset. You guys, the results that we've seen from Tubi Mindset are incredible. Brittany and I got a chance to sneak peek yesterday into Brittany's been in the test group. She's seen a lot of it. I don't know how much you've shared, but I mean, just an incredible program. Alana Muhlstein is going to blow you away. The power and potential of this program, I'm not kidding. Like I believe it could be equally as big, if not bigger, than any fitness program with a meal plan that we've ever launched. Brittany, yay, nay, yes, it very well could be. I think there's a high level of potential in this. I work with a coach by the name of Nikki Johnson. She's a leader that lives out in the Charleston, South Carolina area. She's got 750 people signed up for her Tubi Mindset sneak peek group. 750. She's shooting for 1,000. I mean, this really has some aspects of it that can be life changing for people. And we're less than 1 month away from that, guys. Less than 1 month away. May 2nd, we are, heading into that. We're going to unlock that program, and you'll be able to get it out there. So make sure that is a vital part of what you're preparing for right now. Okay. And then of course we've got Lift 4 with Joel Freeman and the Mes de Mas. If you have any connections in the Hispano-hablante market, okay. Mes de Mas as well, but Lift 4 I think is going to be a killer program. Joel is awesome. I think weights with high intensity interval training, 30-minute workouts 4 times a week, huge opportunity to expand demographically into the male market, that I don't think we've created a program that could attract as many male customers since maybe Body Beast. Okay. So huge opportunity, 3 huge opportunities. And if you're in the Hispanic market, 4 huge opportunities, all right, to do something big in your business. Okay. So I want you to consider what we have going forward, where you're at right now. I want you guys to connect with things that will give you the most meaning in your life, that will help you to align to those things that are most important to you, to create legacy and serve a larger purpose for you, and to begin to implement that into your everyday lives, implement it into your business, implement it into these product launches that we have. Beach bars are already live. To Be Mindset in 4 weeks, and the pre-sale of Lift June 11th. So they're all coming up. How can you begin to create that momentum and get yourselves in a place where you can just kill this business in such an incredible way, bring joy to yourself, bring joy to your followers, bring joy to your team, and be that person that can help make a difference in such a big way? So I invite you to take this, it's like there's this big, softball pitch coming in, and you're up to bat, and boom, you're ready to knock it out of the park. So anyway, with that, Britt, I think I will end here. I don't know if you wanted me to do any Q&A or anything like that, but
well, that was awesome. Can I just say, first and foremost, that was amazing. So thank you. I love his stories. And one thing he didn't preface is he does have that one naughty child. Like, it makes me just think of his Disneyland experience. If you
at least one.
Just one. But social media, his 3 kids are at Disney. He says, smile for the camera. And that child flips the camera off. Like, that is that child, and every single day it's something new with him. So I love how you talked about that, and just your personal stories, but more importantly, your excitement and your vision towards where we're going, what we have going on, and how to really, engage in these launches. So I appreciate you like crazy, but I want to open it up. Do you have any questions, ladies? Like, this is your moment. He's going to jump off here in about 3 minutes. So forever hold your peace if you don't ask.
You can never ask me in the future if it's not right now.
But please unmute yourself if you do have a question, because we would love to hear what it is, even if it's just a thank you, your action, whatever it may be. Don't be scared, please. You ready?
I'll say something.
Yeah.
I have a hot mess because I was sweating from 80-Day Obsession, and then I jumped on the John call, and then now here. But anyways, so I love how you said, the things that we despise or that we dread or don't like doing, like, flip it. You are absolutely right. And it's like, this whole thing is a mindset game, whether you're doing 80-Day Obsession or trying to invite to a challenge group. And I think that having our coaches and ourselves flip it and turn it into something, and finding something that we love in order to prevail or move forward. I love that you touched on that. So thank you very much. Yeah,
you bet. Another thing, just to feed that point, Vicki, when talking about dread, Brendan Burchard was even so bold as to call dread, if you're dreading something, dread is nothing more than laziness of the mind. And I was like, that's when I was like, oh, suck. I was like, there are a few things that I dread, including homework and bedtime. And I'm like, I'm just, it's laziness of the mind. I'm not being disciplined enough to be able to make it something that, that is productive. And yet I wanted it to be like again, my meaning, my purpose was bigger than that. And so how critical was it for me to be able to connect? All right, how do I want to feel when I do these things? And how do I want the person that I'm doing them for to feel during these things? And what a difference that made in the way that I approached homework and bedtime, right? Because ultimately I wanted to become a better dad. I wanted to become a fun dad, not the dad that had to get angry all the time for stuff to happen, right? So again, take that and look at those things in your business. I'm sure there's things that we all maybe dread doing, the team call or the follow-ups or the invites or my 5th post of the day or, whatever it is. But when you can attach that to a meaning that gives you purpose, that gives you that sense of purpose, that sense of fulfillment that drives you to be your best self, you can make that flip. Yeah, totally doable.
I think that was a big hit over the head, the dread. It's so stinking true. So thank you for saying that. And he actually was at High Performance Habits. That's why, I know he's so excited about the book, but he was actually immersed in 4 days of it. So love that. Cassidy did ask a question. Maybe this will resonate with you. I don't know the depth of this, but how have you found was the best way to find that joy in things you no longer are? So I asked her to kind of clarify, but I don't know if that resonates because I'm kind of confused on that question. And if not, it's okay. I'll have her. Okay. You're good. I'm asked, but the things you are
the things you're no longer finding joy in.
So for example, like recruiting or leadership or stuff like that.
Yeah, well, again, this might sound, redundant, but yeah, I mean, those things are things that maybe were fun at first because you were getting great results. Everyone was saying yes. And then as your business went on and you started to get more into the cold market or, your followership was, got more used to you posting, whatever it was that maybe turned it into something that you weren't finding joy in. Again, you have to tie it back to what does bring you joy, and I want to use that term. I'm going to say what gives you meaning and purpose, because sometimes if it's just what gives you joy, it can be like, well, naps, ice cream, movies, Netflix. We're not going to move our business forward in those things, even though all those things give me joy. But what gives you, all of you are high performers. And so what are those things that, that you want to feel? How do you want to feel when doing those things that used to give you joy? Maybe why did they give you joy before? So how did you feel? And how do you want others to feel when you're doing those? If you can define that in such a way that it highlights for you the feelings that you want to have in yourself, then you can begin to approach it and have the mindset of approaching it in a way that you can do it in an authentic way, so that it does bring you joy. And maybe, again, there's going to be aspects in this business that, again, are not as fun as eating ice cream or, taking a nap or whatever. There's hard things that you're going to have to do. But what separates those that are successful in this business from those that maybe stay good, right, is that those that are successful find it within themselves to do the things that are hard, even though they're hard, right? What I've tried to communicate to you or share with you is a tool to help you find that purpose, so that the things that maybe are hard or that used to bring you joy and aren't finding you joy anymore, you can find that purpose-driven meaning in your life, so that when you do those things, you can find, the joy in them. I mean, I would never put like homework and bedtime as things that, those are on my joy list. I can't just cut them out. Well, boy, it'd be great if I could just be like, well, since I'm not finding joy in homework and bedtime, I'll just stop doing them. Can't do it, right? Can't do it. Not an option. So I have to find a way to find purpose in those. And it has helped me to identify how I want to feel during that activity and how I want my kid to feel during that activity. And then I can go into it with, you know what? I want to make sure while I'm doing this that my kid is feeling loved, that he's feeling supported, that he feels that connection with me. And I want to feel that way about him. Okay, we'll do this and we'll make it fun. So
I love that. And I will just add on to that. I mean, it's the whole exercise piece of it. So I feel like, Cassidy, if you just did that exercise, like, how do I want to feel during this? But then tying it to your overall mission, your overall dream with what you're working towards. And really, because if you think about it, if you dread inviting and then you set that purpose and that feeling on how much you dislike it, how are you going to come off to those people? It will be it's not authentically you. It's very forced, so I feel like that exercise is perfect for the inviting process. And she does a capitalized yes. So I think that
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. We have time for one more question, and then we will call it good for a day. Anybody else? Any good insight? Anything that you want to add on to that?
Can I share how I've applied this to my leadership?
Yes. Please, Breezy.
Okay, so I've read the book and I went to Brendan too, and I went with the intent to figure out like my relationships and how I could connect to my team better. And so I actually did this whenever I start or I'm going to go live in my team page. How do I want my coaches to feel? How do I want to come off? What's my intent here? I Marco Polo with my coaches a lot, so I'm really trying to listen to them and how I want to make them feel. In my conversations with them. And maybe to some of you, this is like relationship skills 101, Breezy. But relationships are a struggle for me, and connection has been a struggle. And I feel like that's in the past, that's why like clients or people have fallen off, because I haven't gotten deeper or let them be heard or really figured out how I want to make them feel. And so this is something that I've applied there, really going into conversations with intent, going into trainings with intent, figuring out how I want to feel, how I want to make them feel. So that's where I've applied it in my leadership, and it has been great. I've got coaches coming to me with questions and things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like they trust me, and I'm more of a friend, and that's kind of was the aim and the goal. And so I feel like it's working because they feel heard. So
that's awesome, Breezy. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, I love that so much. Yay. Okay, well, let's wrap this up. I know, Crystal, you just jumped on. Don't worry. I will post the recording. You are so good. Don't even worry. But thank you, Craig. This was incredible. I really appreciate you summing up our 10 weeks together. Thank you for your personal stories and your insight. And I would just say, create mad action on what's going on, just how Craig hit on it. Everything that's launching, now is your opportunity. What happened in Q1, if it was great, awesome, celebrate it. If it wasn't, Q2 is here, and you have a huge opportunity now to make it amazing. So thank you so much, Craig. Thank you, ladies, for popping on. I really appreciate you. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to y'all soon, okay? See ya.